Hey, dude.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Oh, man. Good. Living the dream, man.
Yeah. It's it's one of those days that's like good for bowls that are super.
Yes, I forgot that it's fake day.
Yeah. Swift bowl, as people are
Yes,
calling it now.
yes, yes. Is she the one that's going to be performing?
I don't think so. Well,
Okay,
I
I
mean,
wasn't.
she might be performing on Travis Kelce after the game, if you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, they're gonna propose. He's gonna propose to her tonight.
So that's what I've heard. I've heard a few different things that if the Chiefs win, he's going to propose on the field to her. I've also heard that they're going to announce that she's pregnant. And what's weird about all these things is the relationship's fake.
Right.
So, so what are we doing? Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? What are we doing?
Well, what we're doing is we're trying to fit the narrative and try and get people psyched up to make it. It's all about Vegas and Vegas making the money.
Oh,
You
so
know,
the other thing I heard, um, is that the Chiefs are going to go out to an early lead and they're just going to basically dominate the whole game. And then come like fourth quarter, the comeback kids, the Eagles, are going to come back and tie it up. And then right at the very like last play of the game type thing, like 4 seconds left, they're going to somehow take the lead and win the game and flip everything and yada, yada, yada. And, um, but then if that's the case, do you still have the big proposal? Is that going to happen? I mean, everybody thought last year he was going to propose on the field, and he didn't.
right.
Um, but then they've continued faking the relationship for another year. So now here we are. But now let's just say, so this, we know this relationship's bullshit, right? It's not real. It's not a real, this has been put together by his team and her team, and it's all a media stunt that's gone on and on and on. Kind of like, you know, a lot of these celebrity relationships and all that. They do a lot of this. A lot of it's fake. You know, there's certain ones that are legit and most are bullshit. So, um, this one's bullshit, and I'm basing this on. Let me just say, I am basing this on the fact that the previous like 8 chicks Travis Kelce was with were like black chicks that had like, curvy bodies. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere he's into white chick with flat as a board body. Okay, I'm believing that. Come on. What are we doing? That's not what it is. So anyways,
Well, there's two scripts going around. There's script A, which shows that the Eagles are going to start winning, and the Travis Kelce is going to have a huge fucking like come to meet Jesus meeting in the locker room during halftime, and they come back and win, and that's when he proposes to her afterwards. And then the new one that came out, I want to say 2 days ago, is the one that you had just said that they're going to come out and dominate, and then the Eagles are going to win in the third and fourth quarter. Um, because that's the NFL saying, well, it's not scripted because it was supposedly leaked that the, Chiefs were going to win and the Eagles won. So it's not scripted. Ha ha ha. Well, it's still scripted no matter way you do it. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's
Um,
like
I had, I had there's like 2 million people going to boycott watching the Super Bowl this year.
ooh, they're gonna make a dent.
Yeah, I know, right? That's like 2 people,
Yeah,
really.
let's how about everyone boycotts and that's how you make a dent. So
I
that's the
heard they
whole
were going to
thing.
cancel it.
Though they're gonna cancel it.
I had heard that, yeah, because who is it? Peyton Manning, or Eli Manning, one of the Mannings has damning evidence that the owner of the Chiefs' wife was paying the refs off and all that, and they were gonna fucking cancel the Super Bowl because of it.
Well, they wouldn't cancel the Super Bowl if anything. So that's the other thing that I think plays into this a little bit is, that last game the Chiefs had, and then the refs got caught getting paid off and all this bullshit.
Yeah,
And it was just like ridiculous the calls they were making and not making. And um so there's a lot of attention being gonna put on the referees, right? So
right,
with that being said, they gotta make it like you're not gonna have any of these like egregious non-calls or against calls or whatever in the Super Bowl because the NFL in general is trying to save face right now. So
right.
they got to have their refs not like if they are being paid off and this is all scripted and all this shit, they got to make it look legit as possible, right? Um, but I guess going like one step further here, even if it came out 100%, the NFL just admitted, okay, fine, everything's scripted. We're just trying to put the best show on that we can. Is that gonna piss off or upset like the majority or just a handful of like diehards that have always stuck to the no, it's not scripted, it's not fake, it's real, whatever. And those guys will boycott it for the summer while there is no football, and then come the fall, they're going to be right back watching it. Because to me, it'd be literally no difference than WWE. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like they will carry on as though it's like a real script or like a real thing, but we know it's scripted. We know the outcomes are predetermined. No matter what, you can't fake getting hit with a chair. You can't fake going through a table or landing on a ladder or something like that. Yes, there's pain involved there. Just like they can't fake slamming into each other on a football field. Yes, there's going to be injuries, there's going to be people getting hurt and all that, but they're like professional stuntmen. They do this for
Right.
a living and they know fully aware of what they're doing and they're getting paid really well to do it. So that's why it's like is it going to matter if they why don't they just come out and say it? I mean, that might change betting in Vegas by announcing that it's scripted. That would be the
Yep.
main thing where I think they're going to lose money on is the
Yep.
betting piece. And that's probably what's keeping the NFL from just coming right out and saying, "Oh yeah, it's all scripted."
Yeah, because it's a huge moneymaker for them.
And it is 100% scripted. I'm sorry. They there's been tons of videos of the fucking football players when they're getting drafted and shit or not drafted, they're at some event and they're saying like my script says I'm gonna play 3 games and then I'm gonna get hurt, and sure enough, that's what happens. And it's like they're saying this shit beforehand, and it's really weird. Like they're being handed scripts of something that
Right.
says what's gonna happen. How can you plan a broken leg? Like how can you plan an ACL tear? How can you plan these things? You can't. So it's
Yeah.
just and then it makes you wonder, are they actually going through the broken leg and the ACL tear, or is that all part of the script and they're actually just going home for the dramatic effect of like, well, for right now, we're going to write this character off the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I think it is. They're fine, but they gotta play. They gotta sit down and play like they got a broken leg for 6 months or whatever it is. Um,
It's weird.
yeah, it's very weird, but it is. It's very, and not only that, but look at how many times you see videos of them with the magnetic balls and the gloves.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
The,
know,
the gloves. And that's the other thing they try and say, oh, no, that doesn't happen. 100% it happens. 100%. The ball. And okay, it's not like it's a giant magnet ball. It has a strip of magnetic stuff underneath the pig skin, and then the
yep,
glove has a thin layer of magnet, and that's how you can catch these balls that are like oh, and it just happens to land there. Like, and
Right.
then the camera shots and all this stuff. It is, yeah, you're doing it live, but WWE does a pretty good job of getting those shots just right too. When you've done it
Because
enough,
they know, yeah, they know what the script is and what's
they
going to
know,
happen.
yeah, they know where to throw the ball, where to catch the ball. They tell the, I mean, and I'm sure there's times where somebody goes off script, and I'm sure that happens a lot, but those guys you probably don't see too often. You know what I
Right.
mean?
They don't last in the NFL very long.
So, and I think that's why, like, okay, going back to Taylor and Travis, there's just, I'm not going to sit here and say that people's what they're into can't change. But when you've dated eight girls in a row that have curvy bodies and are a different ethnicity, and then all of a sudden you go to flatboard her,
Right.
I'm failing to see because you clearly have a type, and you're you're not into this, bro. I can tell you, you're not into this as much as they want to pretend. But I don't know. It makes me
They're
wonder who who was it? Was it her camp's idea that said, or was it his camp's idea? Like, and you know, or was it like, did they go to Taylor and say, "All right, here's the roster of the Kansas City Chiefs. Is there anybody on this roster you would pretend date for like 3 years while they win Super Bowls and stuff? We're gonna have you go to the games and all this stuff." And then she just picked him, or you know what I mean? Like, I'm curious how this all plays out. Like, the whole,
Yeah, I would say that they went to her and she had her choice.
yeah, because I'd say she's more popular and probably calling the shots more than he is. And I can't wait for when they finally do the breakup because you know she's got to write a song about him. And if it's not already written, I'm just curious how that song's going to go. Is it going to be a hit? You know, like a
Oh,
number.
you haven't seen the breakup skit? You haven't seen the breakup script yet?
No, no, that was supposed to have happened like earlier in this previous season, I thought.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
they,
That they changed it, but
well, because it got leaked.
yep, yep. That's why. But it's still so his contract with her says that when they break up, she's going to do an entire album. There's going to be, I think, four diss tracks on him, and he gets like 25% of the royalties for the rest of his life on that on that fucking album.
Isn't it great? Like, could you imagine just getting called up out of nowhere and say, "All right, so here's the deal. You're gonna have to pretend to date, I don't know, insert pop star here, and then at the end of this, they're going to write a bunch of songs about you, and you get like a percent of that, the sales on that, and royalties and all this for the rest of your life. All you gotta do is pretend like you're into this. Like we know you're completely into not her, but we need you to pretend like it for like I don't know 3 years. I mean, why wouldn't you?
I didn't,
Like all he's got to do is secretly date his black chicks in private, you know? Like
right, he's got to be smart about it.
yeah, and I'm sure there's something that says like if the paparazzi or TMZ does catch you actually fucking around, I mean, in one respect that could play into some drama, you know, that they have to work through and all this, you know. Think about if you're writing a drama TV show. Yeah, I mean, you could probably work that through, but he probably gets fined and all this where, you know, if
Oh
he can just play it cool and act like he's with her you know, and all they got to do is appear like, I don't know, 4 times a year in public, like going out to dinner. You know, like if I'm the producer on this, I'm escalating it. I'm saying, all right, we got to have a sex tape get released
yeah,
because
right,
like people aren't buying this shit. So we need you to guys to pretend like you're into it. And Travis, your computer's going to get hacked. Okay. So, um, could you imagine? And I guarantee you somebody floated that and her camp's like, no, we can't let people see how boring she is.
right. We don't want another Paris Hilton video going around.
Well, Paris
That's what she's
wasn't too bad. I mean,
no, but as far as her looks, like
yeah.
it,
Well,
you
I
know,
was thinking more of the who's the teen mom chick that she had a leaked sex tape, but it was with a porn star like actor.
oh, I didn't hear about that one.
She was one of she is I think she was one of the teen moms or something. Anyways, she and then it came out that she literally like signed up with I think it's Vivid or whoever does those tapes and um
Okay.
like did a whole thing where they filmed it like it was oh like Pam and Tommy type shit and like it's just stupid and she tried to make it seem like oh yeah she was dating that guy and then their tape got and now she's just single. It's like you can tell they did two and two got released, but they made it seem like it's all fake. So it
Right.
just makes you wonder like does somebody float that for these two? Because I'm not buying it. I didn't buy it from the fucking second I heard that they were gonna start dating. I was like, no, he's not into that.
Right. He's not.
And
And
she's not
yeah.
into the white guy that's into black chicks. She's not into that either. So they're not into each other, but they make a couple.
Yeah. I think it's funny that with the whole Blake Lively list for the Super Bowl
Mm.
today.
Yeah, because the whole thing with Blake Lively and Taylor, aren't they like kind of fighting now because Taylor feels used by Blake? You heard about the Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds and this whole shit? Yeah, there's a whole
Yeah.
big shit about that. I was gonna bring that up last week, I think it was, and then I forgot. That whole like lawsuit and then counter lawsuit and all this. I was curious your opinion on that.
Well, I haven't really looked too much into it, but it to me, it seems like it was way blown out of proportion. It reminds me of like a situation on one of my sets where I was being nice to a girl, wasn't trying to do anything inappropriate, wasn't doing anything appropriate, and the lead actor like fucking lost his mind and said that I was doing inappropriate things to this girl, when in fact he was the one that was doing the inappropriate things.
Yeah.
So like I watched the leaked, and I wouldn't say leaked, but the video of them at a bar dancing and talking. And I watched that a couple of times. I didn't see anything wrong with any of that, of what he said, what he did, how he acted. But that was like the most damning evidence. And then I didn't see any of the text messages, but I know he released a bunch of text messages as well. I haven't really looked too far into doubt or into depth with it. Um, but I I think it was just all fucked up. I think that I think she liked him more than he liked her, and she was pissed off that he didn't do anything with her. So, and then
So
Ryan found out, and then Ryan threw a big fucking fit, and she blamed it all on him.
so I think you're headed down the right path with that theory. Um, you know who Candace Owens is?
Yeah,
So go find her and go watch. She's been doing like deep digging dives into this and doing like a whole bunch of she's gone deep in on it and she's like analyzed all the text and all this and so I've kind of watched her. Now, have you seen the movie? Let's start there.
no, no,
Okay. So I saw parts of the movie. My wife watched it and I would like walk in the room and then keep going and so I'd see parts of it, right? Um the movie's not my flavor. I don't like those drama love stories, not my thing. Um,
right,
so not something I'm probably ever going to sit and watch. But apparently, according to Candace Owens, which I haven't looked into specifically, but I base it on her because she supposedly has, is Blake Lively has a history of every like movie she's been on, she's kind of fallen in love with her co-star. including Ryan Reynolds, who was married at the time, and that's how their whole relationship started. And
Yeah.
each co-star. So then now here she's with this guy in this movie as her co-star. Supposedly that was happening again, and Ryan kind of found out. But then there's also like, and I know you're a big Ryan Reynolds fan, as am I. But when you hear some of the stuff that Candace has dug up, apparently Ryan Reynolds is not the Van Wilder Deadpool guy in real life, like everyone wants to think or assumes he is. That's all turned down. Apparently, he's like super serious. He's kind of an asshole. He's uh, maybe not even kind of. Apparently, he's a major asshole and just like not anything like the guy that we all know in these movies and think, oh yeah, he would be so fun to hang out with, and how who he is on like the Wrexham show or whatever too. He's kind of like a extendo version of Deadpool and Van Wilder and all that in that Wrexham show. Where he with the guy from
Yeah.
Always Sunny. Um, because he's kind of like that on there, but not as ridiculous, right? So apparently that's not him at all. That's all acting, according to like shit that Candace has dug up and all this stuff. And then I guess Martha Stewart went on and did an interview where they asked her about Ryan Reynolds. I don't know how or why they would ever even know each other, but apparently they do. And Martha Stewart was like, I don't know, he's a very serious guy. He does not like when he's not in front of the camera, he's totally different than how you see him or how he presents himself to the public in real life. Anyways, she and so Candace lays all this stuff out. So apparently then also in the original Deadpool movie, when they were gonna after they so I guess Ryan like was super controlling
Yeah.
and like took over like how he wanted everything done, everything, like rewrote parts of the script, all this stuff. To the point where when they announced they were going to do Deadpool 2, the director from Deadpool 1 said, "Fuck this, I ain't part of it. You go find a different director." He's like, "I'm never dealing with Ryan Reynolds again." And so they got a different director who did that movie. I think he did the Wolverine one with them too. But like apparently Ryan Reynolds just takes over the set and shit. And it's come out that he did that with Blake's movie here with this Justin Baldoni guy. He went in and rewrote parts of the script. He nixed scenes, he added scenes, he completely changed things. And he's got nothing to do with this movie. This is his wife's
Right.
movie with this
Right.
other guy who adapted the script from a book.
A book.
And
Yeah.
it's like, well, how much can you really change? And I don't know. So like it's a whole big thing. And basically when it all comes out and down to at the very end, it seems like is Ryan Reynolds is an asshole and his wife isn't someone that you like that you couldn't trust uh you know being in movies with not you because she'll fall in love with her co-star and basically yeah I think it like not that she was getting caught but like she realized like dude wasn't taking her like into her and so then she decided to do instead of having that Justin guy come out and tell Ryan, like, hey, your wife's trying to come on to me and shit like that. She gets ahead of it and flips the script and says, he's coming on to me and all this to get, and then then becomes that whole thing with at the premiere where the director, that dude and all that, and his whole family and shit couldn't even show up. They had to like, what he says is hide in the basement and all this stuff. And I don't know. To me, the whole lawsuit thing probably was it was a knee-jerk reaction, and then the fact that that dude, that Justin guy's fired back, it kind of makes it look like he's not the bad guy here. That maybe it is Blake and Ryan are the shitty ones. So it's kind of weird. Like,
Yeah.
I'm,
But that's what it looks like. That's what it looks
yeah,
like.
yeah. So it's unfortunate because I think we all had a certain vision of what Ryan Reynolds was and all this, and maybe it's not quite that, you know. I don't know, not that that's going to change being a fan of Deadpool or any of that, or being a fan of him as an actor, but um, yeah, I don't know. I think I might take him off my list of people I'd like to meet, you know. I would like to meet him as Deadpool or something like, you know what I mean? Let me meet you in
Yeah,
character.
I think yeah, right.
So, anyways,
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we forgot to do words.
we didn't forget. We were just moving right along. That was introductions.
Yeah.
That was like what, 20 fucking minutes in, or 25, something like that, of introductions. So, anyways, let's get into words.
Yeah.
We've moved on from our presidential ones. We're now doing Mad Libs from the official Cracker Barrel Mad Lib book,
Oh yeah. Forgot about
purchased at
that.
my local Cracker Barrel. So, um, now, yeah. Anyways, these are Cracker Barrel themed. We'll do a handful of these, then we'll switch to a different book. Unless they're really
Okay.
good, then we'll just keep going. But so, Dave, let's start
Right.
out with, oh boy, celebrity female.
Blake Lively. Knew that was coming.
How about a celebrity male?
Oh, I don't know. Hugh Jackman. Throw you off a little bit.
Okay. Um, Give me a color.
Purple.
Animal.
Penguin.
Another animal.
Aardvark.
All right. Animal plural.
Bees.
Bees.
Yeah.
Type of food.
Biscuits and gravy.
That sounds good.
Right.
All right. Give me another type of food.
Chicken and waffles. Never ever gonna have it.
Yeah, that would kill you, literally.
But,
Type of liquid.
hot chocolate.
That sounds good too. How about a number?
47.
Give me a one, two, three, four. Noun.
For now. All right, we have let's go with katana, railroad car, um, used bicycle, and a ballpoint pen.
Two plural nouns.
Let's go with aliens and feet.
Adjective.
Sweaty.
Okay. This one is called Can I Take Your Order?
Mm.
Okay. So, right. Where's my mouse at? Here, there we go. All right. We're so hungry we could eat an aardvark. To start, we'll have 47 glasses of sweet iced hot chocolate to drink. Our
Yeah.
daughter, Blake Lively, loves breakfast any time of the day. So she'll take the old timer's katana with two scrambled feet and the smoked sausage aliens on the side.
Mhm.
My son, Hugh Jackman, will have the chicken fried penguin with carrots, purple beans, macaroni and used bicycle, and chicken and waffles muffins. Chicken and waffle muffins. Nice. For me, I'll have the country sweaty shrimp with hush bees, corn, apples, and biscuits and gravy greens. And my better half will have the chicken railroad car pie. And to round it out, we'll have 4 slices of all American apple ballpoint pen for dessert. That ought to do it.
You broke up with Hugh Jackman. What did Hugh Jackman order?
Hugh Jackman will have the chicken fried penguin with carrots.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Did you hear purple beans?
The what?
Purple beans,
No.
macaroni and used bicycle,
Oh, yummy.
and then chicken and waffle muffins.
Yeah, nice. All right. The chicken and waffle muffins would be all right.
Yeah, I think that's probably like something they would really have.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the biscuits and gravy greens.
Yeah, that one's interesting.
So it'd be biscuits and gravy, but then they just throw your greens on top.
Yeah, just throw them right on the top there.
I like the 47 glasses of sweet iced chocolate.
Yeah.
It's weird.
The All-American ballpoint pen.
The All-American Apple ballpoint pen.
So it's a Apple device.
Yeah, but you need that for dessert.
Yeah.
But
All
anyways,
right. Not too bad.
so hungry we could eat an aardvark.
Yeah.
That you know what that tells me? You're not that fucking hungry.
No, no, not at all.
I'm so hungry I could eat an aardvark. Although
That's
it does sound like something someone in the South would say.
it does sound like something that Cracker Barrel would have on their menu.
Yeah, aardvark.
Yeah, aardvark sandwiches.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. There's your Mad Lib for the day.
Noise.
Are you ready for a Dear Dave?
I am. I am.
I just don't know if you are.
Okay, maybe I'm not. Let me get ready.
Are you
Okay, I'm
ready?
ready.
All right, you're ready now. All right. This one, the title, The First Time My Husband Hit Me. Please tell me if I did anything to deserve this.
Yes, you did.
Oh, wow. Well, and there's Dear Dave. No. This is a 34 female, 40 male. Okay.
Okay.
There's your ages. Here's the beef of the letter. This happened last summer. My husband and I have been together for 12 years and eloped last year. His mom was really upset about it. We refused to have a post wedding family party that his mom offered to host at her house. Really, she wanted to redo our wedding in her backyard. We were at her house for dinner and she asked him to at least send pictures to update the family and let them know we got married. He said he didn't want to do it. They argued back and forth, and I voiced my agreement with his mom. Later, when we got home, he was cold with me. It was clear he was angry. We started arguing about it, and he said that I should always agree with him in front of other people, and it's important to put on a united front. I said, no way, I'm not going to just agree with you like that. I can have my own opinion. We argued back and forth, and I was laying on the bed. Things got heated, and he was worked up. I told him to calm down. He said, I am calm, and he hit me. I felt his fist come down on my spine. It was extremely painful and left a bad bruise. His reaction after was the worst. He gave me the silent treatment for 2 days. He minimized it as just a little slap, and I had to coax an apology out of him. I know he's wrong for hitting me, but I need to know if there's anything I did wrong. Is it really that bad to disagree with him in front of his mom? Is it important for couples to agree publicly? I posted about it on Reddit at the time, but I was missing some key story details about what led up to it. Um, I didn't want to believe that he hit me. He hit me twice after that, but now promises he won't ever again. So
Okay.
this person started out with Reddit and didn't get any good advice. So now they've turned to us, Dave.
All right. Well, first of all, sorry that you're dealing with that. We'll start with that. Nobody should deal with that kind of bullshit. But um, I think any man that hits a woman is a coward and a piece of shit. I'm going to start off by saying that. Okay. Um, so he is a piece of shit and a fucking coward, and I would like to meet him in a dark alley. Um, I don't think that you did anything to warrant getting hit because there's no excuse for hitting a girl. I've actually been kneed in the fucking dick by a woman before, and I didn't hit her. Several women have actually done that to me, and I have not done anything to retaliate, which would maybe, you know, be a good reason why I hit a woman. But there's never a good reason. There's just not. I'm sorry. Um, so I also think it's very cowardly that he hit her in the fucking spine. Like, what the fuck was she like laying in bed and he just walked up to her, just I'm gonna punch you in the spine now, and then like I don't get that. Like, was he from behind doing it and then punched her? I don't get it. I don't understand
I don't think they
why
were
he.
doing it, but
No, I know, but I mean, you know what I mean though. Like, what? Why did he haul off and punch her in the spine?
so that whole thing, I'm guessing it was like, oh, we're arguing. She finally says, like, I'm just gonna go to bed. He's still steamed and wants this to, he wants to keep going, fighting, arguing, whatever. And she's probably in bed, and then she probably like turns over and like, I'm
Oh,
ignoring this, and at this point it sets him over the edge because he's like, you're obviously not taking this seriously or whatever.
right.
And
That makes.
her back was now to him, so it was, I'm guessing, like, she said she could feel a fist. He passed it off as it was a little slap. Um, I mean, but then I think what's concerning me is the last line. He hit me twice after that, but now promises he won't ever again. So he's struck her three times now.
Yeah,
This to
that's
me is somebody
record.
that has a history now of doing this thing. And I'm sorry, but any promise that you make, I ain't buying it because maybe after the first one, and it almost have to have been done in a way where I wasn't like wasn't trying to hit you and somehow like, oh, I'm I don't even know how you could do this, like um oh, I'm shadow boxing and you happen to walk in the way or something and it was on accident.
Right,
Okay, that's something like, oh my God, I'm never gonna, if you see me shadow boxing, stay away. Or, but this
right,
was
right.
not that. This was I got angry and hit you, and then I'm assuming two more times got angry and hit her. I mean, that's an assumption because it doesn't say that, but um,
Yeah, well, her original question, did she do anything to
yeah.
warrant being hit? No, absolutely not. There's nothing that she did that required him to hit her. There's
Is it
nothing that
is it bad to disagree with him in front of his mom? And is
no,
it important for couples to agree publicly?
no, it's not. Because
So
there's been several times that I haven't agreed with my significant other in public and in private, and I didn't haul off and hit her because of it. Like it's not a thing.
right. Well, and I guess that's the thing. Like, maybe if you're disagreeing on something, we don't go and put on a giant show about how we're disagreeing. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
in public is what I'm talking about. Like, if we're at the Walmart and I'm like, Joe Biden was the greatest president in the world, and then my wife's like, no, he wasn't. Trump is the greatest president in the world. Um, okay, that's where the conversation can end in public. When as soon as we get home, then I can slap the shit out of her. You know what I mean? But like, I'm just kidding. But like, you know, you don't in public, if you're gonna have a disagreement, shut it down and then go have that disagreement in private. But let's keep our hands to ourselves. Like,
Yeah, there's no
um,
reason to hit her for that. You know what I mean? Like, no, she did nothing wrong. She did nothing to warrant getting punched, hit, slapped, whatever it is he wants to call it. No, there's no reason for that at all. Um, I think her thing is she needs to run away very fast,
Yeah,
get
I'd
a
get away
divorce.
from this guy.
Yeah, get a divorce, get the fuck out, as soon as possible because there's no reason for any of that shit.
She doesn't say anything about having kids. So if there's no kids involved, this should be very cut and dry and easy. Um, in terms of getting out of this. I do not take a, but I promise I'll never do this again. I've just done it 3 times. I'm sorry. It's one time you may be able to work through that one time. The second, the third, okay, the promise is until he gets mad again and then forgets and then I just lost my head. It will never happen again. And then
Yeah,
4 years down the road when we're on time number 37, at what point is we going to start to understand that this guy's full of shit? I
right,
mean, now let's obviously this lady was the one that wrote in, and part of me would like to talk to him because I always like to get two sides of the story.
right. Because there's always
So,
two sides, to be honest.
so we're getting her side. We're obviously siding based on her side without hearing his side. I would like to know details on the second and third hits. What transpired before that that led up to those hits? And because I feel like we're going to get with her version of these stories, we're going to get a clear picture that this is what he does. He gets mad and then he hits.
Yeah,
And I would like to know, was there drinking involved? Was there, because there could be other things. Maybe this guy needs to, like, if there's drinking involved, he probably needs to go through some sort of program and um, stop drinking or
well, he
whatever.
should, even if it wasn't that, he still needs to go to an anger management program
Yeah,
to
that's what I'm
learn
saying.
how. Yeah,
Something
he
needs
needs.
to fix him. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, but there's nothing wrong with her. She doesn't need to.
well, I'm not going to go that far.
Well, I mean, with this particular situation, there's nothing that she's done that warrants that,
Right.
so she didn't, like I said, as far as that goes, everything that we know about her, she did nothing wrong. She didn't, she didn't argue in front of him, which caused it to fight. That doesn't matter. The fact that she didn't want to fight and rolled over or whatever, like, no, nothing that she says in there is anything wrong, is what I was saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, is she a nagging bitch all the time and bites his dick when she blows him? Then maybe she is doing something wrong.
This is why
But
I'd like to talk to him because I'd like to know it is because, and I'm not saying she is, but she could be a Karen. And like, and I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, if she's a Karen, it's okay, you can hit her. Now, there's still no reason to ever do that. But if you have a hard time controlling yourself because she's a nagging, see you next Tuesday, then we need to probably just get out of that too. You know what I mean? Like if
right,
she gets you so mad that you feel like you need to hit her, you probably need to, well, at least initially for that moment, walk away. You just need to walk away and go find a punching bag in your garage or go do push-ups, go for a run, something. Which how dudes handle things and how women handle things are two different ways. A woman will turn over in bed and I'm going to shut this down for me at this point. And a guy, they have aggression. It's testosterone and all this. So go rake your backyard. I don't know. There's things you can do
lots of
physically that will help you just get out of the I need to go punch someone at that moment. You know what I mean? Like it's always weird to me that like and I'm sure you've seen it. These dudes like you'll be at a bar and you'll see two dudes like same situation. Oh, Joe Biden was the greatest president. No, Trump was the great. Well, fuck you. And then they just start fighting. It's like,
right,
why
right.
is the first thing you turn to your fist? Like, this isn't hockey. You're not.
Well, a lot of it comes to there's a lot of built up anger, and anger is like an iceberg. There's think of it as like anger is what you see, which is above the water, but there's so many emotions underneath the water that we don't see. There
Yeah,
could be guilt, embarrassment, shame, addiction, fucking aggression, anxiety. There's so many things underneath that we don't know.
yeah,
So, and I'm not excusing his behavior, but let's say at work he's up for a promotion and Johnny next door, in the cubicle next to him is getting it because he's on his knees kissing ass to the boss. And he's been there, her husband's been there for 10 years, and this new guy's been there for 6 months, and he's getting all these fucking, so that's piss that could be pissing him off. So
yeah,
he's got other
yeah,
unrelied or undealt with or unprocessed issues that could be leading to his anger outbursts.
yeah.
You know,
That's just adding, it's piling on for him.
right, right.
Which is probably why he needs to go see a counselor. We need him to write in. Um, but anyway, okay, so then the only other thing in here that we haven't technically answered yet is it important for couples to agree publicly? The only thing, I mean, I guess we did kind of answer that. You don't have to agree publicly. The
Absolutely
only
not.
time I would say is a couple needs to agree and be on the same front because she said does say somewhere else in here about they needed to be a united front or something like that. Yeah. That she should always agree with him in front of other people, and it's important to put on a united front. So the first part of that is wrong. She doesn't always need to agree with him, but the only time, and this is, I'm just going to make this comment because this might touch some people. It may make sense. I don't know. It's important to put on a united front as a couple if you're parents with a child
Hmm.
in terms of what you don't want is, well, dad says I can do this. Well, mom says I can do, and they disagree. The only time you really need to hold that united front thing, in my opinion, is when you have kids that are trying to play, say, a divorced parents or even married parents against each other. And that's a kid manipulating the situation. And you need to have your disagreement discussion in private and then come to an agreement and then address that kid in a united front fashion. I think that is when you need to be on your united front. Now, if these two were, say, celebrities and they had uh, a whole, I don't know, let's look at Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and that whole thing. They want to put on a united front going against Justin Baldoni, and he wants to put on a united front against them. Well, that's also understandable when it's coming to like the law and being
Right.
smeared and things like that. But like just because we need to agree in public, I mean, what are we trying to do? Fake that this marriage is working? I don't know, because that's how I take that. Like the fact that my wife and I disagree on almost everything. And we've learned to, she's learned that if she keeps disagreeing with me, she's going to get hit. I mean, she just knows that.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen her with two black eyes 4 or 5 times this year. It's only February, so
Ooh,
you would
I
think
like.
yeah.
That's weird. She doesn't ever leave the house.
Well, I mean, it's just pictures. She sends me pictures when you hit
Oh.
her, you know.
Well, remind me next time I see you, after she's sending you pictures, that I have to not high five you, but also punch you.
Oh, well, I don't ask for them, She just sends them to me
Right.
and says, "Hey,
Hang on, I gotta go hit my wife real quick.
yeah." She's like, "Keep these for when I need them for court." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, no problem," because she knows that I'm gonna hide them from you and not let you know. I
yeah.
delete them when she sends them to me because I'd rather you not have evidence that
Well,
you
thank
know.
you. I appreciate that. Now
Yeah,
I'm gonna high five you again.
yeah, bros before hoes always, bro. You know,
That should be the name of the podcast right there.
bros before hoes always.
Yeah, it's funny. No,
Yeah,
but seriously, like, um, yeah, we'll disagree. Like, it's just dumbest stuff. But like, Not once am I like that. I just have to hit her. Like it never even comes to mind. And I love going to hockey games and the fighting aspect of it. I love it. I really do. Like there's times I'm sitting in hockey games and I'm like, why isn't that guy punching the other guy?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But never am I like, you bought the wrong macaroni and cheese. I have to punch you now. Like,
Right.
like it
Right.
just doesn't, I don't know. So you can be both things as a guy. You can like the testosterone aggression driven sport of hockey, but still not be a fucking idiot at your house. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I watch UFC. I don't ever think about fighting and punching my wife.
yeah, you're not like, get over here. I'm gonna put you in a submission chokehold or something like,
Tap out, bitch. No, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, why aren't you tapping? I'll break your arm.
yeah, it's never.
Yeah, that's
I've
weird.
never been I've never been to that point where I've wanted to punch her. It's not a thought. It's not something that
Right.
happens.
So for people that have that, I mean, they need to, for the situation that they're in, they just, like I said, they need to get out, go do push-ups, go, you know, run, do something physical to get that aggression out against an inanimate like the ground. I'm not saying go punch the ground or go punch a wall. I don't think you should punch anything when you're in that mode and you're thinking I need to punch something. What you need to do is take out that energy doing something
Yeah.
useful, like push-ups, like running, like do jumping jacks. I don't know. Find something that isn't punching something because that's
Yep.
you have to figure out, you have to change the training of I need to punch something right now with I need to go do push-ups right now. You need to change that. And then what you need to do is go talk to someone like that does what Dave does and figure out why the first thought is to punch and not to, you know, because like you said, that's the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole bunch of the iceberg that's beneath the water there that probably needs to be sorted out and come to terms with that will help you not turn to, well, punching is the first thing and the only thing that I can do to solve this problem,
Right.
you know?
Here,
Um,
let me read you a couple of myths about anger.
Myths.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you
Yeah.
guys are getting a deeper dive on the live show.
So, aggression is a natural response to anger. That's a myth.
Okay.
Expressing your anger to blow off steam is healthy. Also a myth. Other people can cause your anger. Myth. Anger is always beneficial. Myth. And then the last one is frustration and aggression go hand in hand. So there's five myths right there that you get that about anger.
Nice. Well, there you go.
Yeah, and actually, I have a picture of the iceberg I was talking about too. Um, somewhere.
Are you getting paid by flips, bro?
What?
Are you getting like paid under the table by flips?
Yeah,
Because
aren't
they're
you?
advertised right behind you there, and I feel like, where's my cut?
Yeah. See, there's the
Anger. Oh yeah,
anger.
there's the anger. Depressed, guilty, offended, distrustful, helpless, worried, uncomfortable, disrespected, embarrassed, disappointed, insecure, scared, overwhelmed, jealous, lonely, hurt, anxious, isolated, sad, and nervous are all
Yeah.
things that could be causing the anger that you're showing. There you go. Publicly. Um,
I would never put any type of advertisement in our show for no reason whatsoever. I would never just, randomly put shit anywhere.
right. Uh, yeah, just go ahead and sell me the money whenever they pay you. My
Absolutely. Yeah, I would never put product placement at all in anything that we
no,
do.
absolutely
Ever.
not. I'm trying to find something here that I've got. Oh, here we go. This is a stupid one.
I am not about product placement anywhere you go. I would just not do it. You know what I mean?
Right. I would not product place anything that I don't support.
Exactly. You know,
Anyways, who doesn't have a Rockford Ice Hog Donald Trump bobblehead just sitting on their desk?
I don't. I don't. I
I
have a
actually
bear.
just found that. I had to.
I have a bear on mine.
Oh, nice. It's on a bobblehead though.
No, I know, but
That's kind of cool.
its head moves.
Oh, well, Jesus. There you
Yeah, I
go.
made it. I painted it myself.
Nice.
So yeah,
Looks like you just drizzled paint over the top of it.
yeah. It's called pouring paint.
Oh,
Yes.
well, there you go. I did not paint the Donald Trump bobblehead, just so you know.
Today's episode is brought to you by all kinds of product placement randomly
Yeah.
for no reason whatsoever.
I mean, let's just say right now, if there's a company out there that wants to have us sponsor in some way or wants to
Yeah, because I
sponsor
mean,
us,
I love product placement for no reason whatsoever. You know,
didn't we do a video about this? I want to do a shout out to people that aren't listening right now.
yes. Hey, Dad.
Yeah. Hey, I want to shout out my grandparents. They're all dead, by the way, but I just want to shout them out. Thanks for listening,
Excuse me.
being there for me. You know, it's like, okay, let's move on. We're now we're being assholes. And
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
stop pulling shit out there. You don't need to advertise anything else that we're not getting paid for.
I don't have anything else.
All
I
right.
don't think.
Um,
Oh, I do. I do have more shit.
well, save it for another show.
Yeah.
All right. So that was Dear Dave. What's up next? Oh, I think we kind of covered Conspiracy Corner in the
Yeah.
early on
Yeah, at the beginning.
in our
Yeah.
introduction there. So we're gonna skip that. Um, and we've also talked about in the news already too. So we kind of did shit out of order. Um, I did watch some
Ooh.
stuff this week.
All right. All right. What you
That
watching?
yeah, what you watching? So do we want? Let me get it ready to share the screen here so that I can share what I've been watching. I'm gonna go in order of what I watched. I'm curious if you've seen the first one. Let me get it pulled up and then I'm gonna share the screen. Oops. The Bowl of Supers is being advertised everywhere here.
Goddamn bowl of supers.
All right, here we go. Sharing the screen. Let me know if you can see it.
I carrying your screen.
Now you can see it.
Yep.
Okay. So the menu. Um, have you seen this movie?
I have.
Okay, so I watched this movie on a whim. I was just like, what is this? And I had remembered seeing like a preview that like something happens and like whatever. So I was like, check it out. So I turned it on, and you know me, I don't typically make it through movies. I started this around like 8 p.m. and I made it all the way through. I saw the final credits roll, which is rare for me.
Yeah, it's
And I thought it was pretty interesting. There was some twists and turns I wasn't quite expecting. Um, I don't want to spoil too much because I think like this like I thought it was good though. I really enjoyed it for like for what it was. It
yeah.
was different than what I thought it was going to be, but it was pretty good. So what did you think of it?
Um, when did it come out? 22, so 3 years ago. I watched it when it came out. It's been a while since I've seen it. But I remember I liked it. I do remember that much. Um, I do remember some of the twists and turns. It wasn't what I expected, but there was a lot of good acting. It was a good movie. I would
Yeah,
recommend it if you haven't seen it. I was it on Netflix now or something?
yeah, I think it was just came out on Netflix, so
Yeah.
um, so yeah, that's where I saw it, and it was actually like promoted through the new on Netflix or recently added or something like that,
Yeah.
and it was like the first thing suggested there, so I clicked on it and um, it was pretty good. I would definitely, I would recommend it. It was suspenseful and gory, but not like over the top
Yeah,
gory. It was like enough, and it did like I there was different times I thought, okay, now this is probably what's going to happen next, and then it's like not what happened next at all, and so it kept me guessing. And even the tagline, "Wonderful surprises await you all." I
yeah,
didn't really see where it was going. Like I honestly thought like, and they even tell you early on, like like kind of how the movie's going to end, and and like I thought it was going to happen in seven different ways, and it happened a complete different way, you know? Like,
yeah, yeah.
anyways, yeah, that's without like, that's like a
He reminds me
spoiler
of
less.
like Chef Joe Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, he was very, very much kind of like that, but in a
Yeah,
way, but also in a different way, he wasn't because I don't think Gordon Ramsay is like a psychopath, and you know, I think a lot of
yeah,
what
not in
you
real
see
life.
is a lot of acting on Ramsay's part, where part of the shtick is he's supposed to scream at you and put two pieces of bread and say what am I, an idiot sandwich or whatever, and he did, you know what I
Right.
mean? That's all for show. I don't think he does that shit in real life, but um, it was good. I liked the
Yeah.
movie. So that was the first thing I had
Yep.
watched.
Yep.
Second
I'd
thing
seen
I
it.
watched. Now this is going way back to
Holy cow.
1999. I've never seen this movie,
Are you
and
serious?
yeah, I'd never seen it. Just I was not
Oh my
interested.
God.
So I just saw this last night, actually.
Okay.
Um, well, it was like early evening because I started watching what would be the third movie that I'm going to present here. But
You
yeah,
can rally.
yeah. So yeah, exactly. I thought I had heard that the in the movie the fat guy dies, but he didn't die. He just had some medical episodes
Yeah.
and whatnot. But I could have sworn I had heard that his character dies in the movie. So I was watching and I was waiting for that scene, and it never happened. And then, honestly, prior to yesterday, the only scene I had ever actually seen was the whipped cream bikini scene.
Yep.
And just
Everybody's.
because that was like all the rage when this movie came out and everybody was talking about it, and I had seen a clip at some point, and that's the only thing I had ever seen about this movie. So, um, it was it was decent. I'm not a huge like football guy, so I could have done without all that. And but it was okay. I mean, it was a good like teenager uh kind of come up and you know, hero out of nowhere story kind of deal. It was all right.
Yeah. It was, I mean, for what it was back in the 90s, it was a great movie.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Fuck. That was an old movie, dude.
Yeah. 99.
Yeah.
So anyways, I watched that, and then the I would recommend it for those that haven't seen it. I think it's one of those that you should probably see. It's one of those that you should see before you die.
For those that aren't watching the episode, that are listening to it, it's Varsity Blues. That's the movie he's talking
Oh,
about.
I never said the name, did I?
No, no.
Did I say the name of the first movie? I don't
The
think I
menu, yeah.
did. I? Okay. Well, anyways,
Either
the first one
one of
I
us did.
talked about
One
was
of
The
us did.
Menu, and this one was Varsity Blues. The last one is called The Marksman. This is a Liam Neeson joint.
Yep. Yep.
So I started watching this and I did fall asleep probably 30 minutes in, um, which I intend to finish this today or tonight, maybe tomorrow because the bowl of supers is going to be on. So, um,
Yep. Yep.
but anyways, this started out pretty good with the. Have you seen this, by the way?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to say I own it on my video.
Yeah, I still need to get that
Yeah. I think I
on
got it on there.
because like I know you've got a bunch of movies that I'm sure you've added that I want to watch. I need to get that downloaded so that I can start
Download.
watching those. But anyways, I'm getting to that point now where I can actually start sitting down and watching things where,
Yeah.
I've been running and moving nonstop for like 6 months. So to
Right.
that point where I don't have to constantly be doing shit. So anyways, yeah, this is a good one so far. Where
Yeah, it's
he's
good.
fighting a cartel in this one. It's
Yep.
the whole and Liam Neeson's kind of the same character in every movie, just a different version of it. Like I have this set of skills and I
Well, this
like,
time it's the reverse of Taken. He's taken this kid
yeah, yeah,
in a way. He didn't really take him, but he's
yeah.
taking
Well,
him.
he's protecting him basically because
Yeah.
the cartel's after well, I don't know. I didn't see what happens to the mom because at the point I fell asleep, the mom and the kid are still together. But
Oh,
so
yeah.
like the stuff that's in the previews here, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. Mom stops to become a stripper. So she gives up her
Does she
life of
really?
wanting to be a mother and becomes a stripper in a gay bar.
I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, it's interesting. She becomes a drag driver, dancer. She puts a strap on and everything. It's pretty neat. It's a small side story, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure none of that's in this movie. But anyways,
Yeah,
uh,
that I forgot that's part of Drunk Not Drunk history, talking about the movie, the making of the movie. That's a deleted
uh
scene from there. But
coming soon to Patreon near you.
yeah, right, exactly. So,
So,
all
anyways,
right.
I like the Liam Neeson movies. Like they're all kind of the same, just in different parts of the world. And
Right.
but he's always that kind of same character where he's a badass. He's got a set of skills and he fucking fucks shit up. So
Yep. Yep.
um I'm surprised. Has he ever done an Expendables movie?
I don't think click on him. I don't think he was.
Because I feel like he would fit that. You know what I mean? It's like all
Yeah, he would. He
the
would.
action superhero guys that all right. I don't think he has been,
I don't think so either.
but and the Marksman was 2021. Anyway, so I'm that's as far as I got this past week in terms of what you're watching. So um yeah,
Yeah, I don't see him on one. I didn't think so.
yeah. I don't think he would have been.
Yeah, you're too far away now.
Yeah. So um
Well, did we ever talk about Beast Games?
yes,
Okay. So
episode one.
so still watching that. Deal or No Deal Island.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Still watching that. I did watch Moana 2. I think we talked about that last week.
Yeah, we talked about that.
So there's not really a lot of new stuff that I'm watching. Although The Night Agent came out, season 2. I don't know if you watched The Night Agent or not.
I see that on Netflix.
Yeah, that's a really good show. We binged that season 2 already. That's really good.
Ah, man, series are so hard for me just because I got to dedicate time to them. Where like
Yeah,
a movie, I can be in and out in two hours or so.
right,
But
right.
there's a lot of series I want to watch, like that Night Agent's on my list.
Yep. We started watching The Recruit second season. I don't like it as much as I liked Night Agent.
Okay.
Like I got into Night Agent season 2 right away. The Recruit, we've watched 2 episodes. I'm just kind of like, I really don't care if I watch this anymore or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just not as good as the first season. It doesn't hold my attention like anything else does.
Yeah.
I did start watching the new Tim Allen TV show,
Oh, yeah.
Shifting Gears.
Yeah.
So
It's got the daughter, right?
yeah, yeah. So it's got the chick from Two Broke Girls. What is it,
Yeah.
Kat Dennings or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
She's the same character in every movie or TV show she's been in. Same snarky attitude, same voice, same delivery, everything.
So like
The
Ryan
thing,
Reynolds.
yeah, yeah, exactly. The thing I like most about it is Sean William Scott plays a character in the
Yeah.
TV, and I don't think he's ever done TV before. So that's pretty cool. Um, so I do watch that. I do like that.
It's weird because Sean William Scott was like out of the limelight for a really long time. Like he did the Stifler run and then he disappeared. Well, he did a
Well,
few one-offs with like The
yeah,
Rock and whatnot.
yeah, he kind of disappeared because he was only getting Stifler roles, and he wanted to break from that mold,
Yeah.
which is why he did Bulletproof Monk, why he did Rundown, um, and a couple others that he did. I think he was in Role Models,
Yeah.
because he wanted to get away from that Stifler motif. And now this new character, like he is something completely different, which is cool.
Yeah.
He's able to rebrand himself, so to speak, you know. Jason Biggs is doing the same thing. He's kind of coming back now too. You know, he's not only doing pie fucker movies, he's now fucking actual women in movies now, which is
Hmm.
a step up, you know. So, yeah,
That's,
and
that's funny.
then, what's that?
I said that's funny. He's moved
Yeah,
on from fucking pies to
yeah. So to actual women, so that's cool, you know. Um, yeah, I haven't watched it. Been watching a lot of older stuff lately. Joy says when I'm always sick, I end up going to old movies, but I don't think that's true. I think it's just because I want something to watch, so I throw it on.
it could be because like when you're sick, you're like our minds go back to like comforts. And old like 80s movies, things you grew up on are comfort movies, just like comfort foods and things like that. You know what I mean? So it could be, there could be something to that. I could see it.
Yeah, I just scroll through my movies and oh, I haven't seen this in a long time. I'll watch this.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of what it comes down to. But yeah, I haven't really watched anything new.
No, that's fine. Because
Yeah,
I've been able to bring stuff. Normally I don't watch anything. So the last couple of weeks I've been able to bring some stuff to the segment and not
yeah.
just you. So
And I'm definitely not going to be watching the Bowl of Supers.
no, you're not going to see the Swift Bowl.
I never watch it anymore. I just don't give a shit.
We used to go to. I almost said it. You're not allowed to say it. The big game. You can't say the actual word, but the Bowl of Supers. We used to go to the Bowl of Supers party back when
Mhm.
we lived up north there, and that's not happening this year. This year we're literally doing. We're having a guy named John who's a papa, his pizza, and a whole bunch of snacks that we got from the Mart of Walls, and it's just
Okay.
going to be us and the dogs watching the Bowl of Supers, and
Yeah, I don't even know what time it starts. I don't know who is performing. I don't even know where they're playing. Like I just give zero fucks about it, to
all
be
right, well,
honest
I'll
with you.
break it all down for you. It's Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know who's the halftime show, um, but they're in New Orleans, I believe, which is just a
Did they just
hop, skip, and a jump for me. We
fucking
could have
play
actually
there?
went to it. What's that? What do you say? Bueller? Bueller?
You're breaking up.
No,
You're
I can.
breaking up.
All right, what did you say?
I just I was going to look it up. Kendrick Lamar is
Ah,
playing the Super Bowl halftime show.
not
So I would assume
interested.
expect some expect some Drake diss tracks, some talking shit about Drake. That's pretty much all I know about Kendrick Lamar.
He doesn't like Drake.
I think those are the two that have beef together. That's all I know.
Ah,
You know.
I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah, they've got big beef. They're actually bringing back the "Where's the Beef" commercials because how much beef they have.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
you know the one thing that we haven't talked about with the bowl of supers is the usually it's the commercials that like the next day everybody's talking about.
yeah.
And I guess this is the only thing I'll bring up with that is I heard that Elon Musk has spent 40 million of his own money for five commercials about the some of the wasteful spending he's found with the Department of Government
Efficiency.
Efficiency Department,
Yep.
that whole thing. Some of the stuff they've found, and he's bought five commercials to have them aired exposing some of this shit to what is typically one of the most viewed events each year on American television. I don't know if it's worldwide, but I know in American television, it's one of the most viewed. And I think it's funny that he's spent 40 million of his own dollars to do that. So what's interesting is he's not using government money that they've like kind of recovered and saved. He's using his own money to show how the government was wasting money
Yeah.
and exposing it so that people that maybe only get their information from CNN and these like whatever that don't know what even that is and think that Elon's just a guy that goes around saluting Nazis. Um, I know you got to
My
hit
heart
your,
goes out.
yeah,
My
there
heart goes
you
out to you.
go. Yeah. See, what you did was an actual Nazi salute where you just went right into it. If you hit
He
your,
went into it first. He went into it first.
no, no, he hit the chest first, then went into it.
Not the videos I've seen.
Oh, well, you're not looking at the right videos. He literally slaps his chest and then shoots into it. That's not a Nazi salute. Nazis don't slap their chest and then go into it. They go straight. Huh.
Yeah.
And you got to know your gang signs. And that's the problem is a lot of these people don't know. They want to sit there and say that Elon's Nazi saluting, but we can like right after he did that, there's like 20 videos of Hillary, Kamala, Tim Walz, Chuck
AOC.
Schumer, Barack Obama, you name it of the Democrat Party, and they've all hit their heart and then Nazi saluted. So is it really a Nazi salute or is it not? I mean, I don't know. I would say no because when I watch old Nazi World War II type promo videos, not that I do that all the time, but you can watch them.
You normally watch every day.
Well, yeah, that's what you're watching. Nazi fucking recruitment videos. Uh, no, but they don't hit their chest first. They bring it up and then go out, and he clearly like hits his heart and
Like
is like,
that.
yeah, you didn't hit your heart. See, that's a Nazi salute. That's what Nazis do.
No, I hit my heart.
Oh, well, I
I hit
don't.
my heart first just now.
Okay, well, anyways,
I want to do it.
Nazis don't do that. Is my point. And what he did was not a Nazi salute. Just to end that debate. But for those that are, on the extreme left, they have to use that for all they can get out of it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. The point is, I like that he's shutting down these wasteful government agencies
Oh yeah,
and
sure.
and that he's using commercials during the bowl of supers to show I think that's what it was to just show in like minute long snippets some of the shit that was being money was being wasted on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
and it's a lot of money.
and they're just getting started, dude. He's Trump's only been president for what 2, 3 weeks now, real
Yeah.
time. For listeners, it's been probably a little over a month, maybe. But um, the amount of waste, and I don't care what side of the aisle you're on with this, you have to admit regardless if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever, that the government was wasting money on stupid shit.
What
So
was it? 84 million for Chelsea Clinton's wedding?
yeah, because it was well, I mean, that's a whole like we can get into all of that in a different thing. That's a conspiracy corner, a deeper dive. That's Patreon only.
Yeah,
You got
check
to
that
be
out later.
a member. But yeah, that's it gets pretty deep with all that. So
Yeah.
I like that he's doing that. That's my point. I think it's
No, I
great that
agree. I agree.
there's. I'm very really curious to see those commercials. I think specifically, that's it. I'm not interested in seeing the either real fake proposal at the end or the non-proposal at the end or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Either way, that's all scripted. So
Yeah, I regret not taking the time to go to an OTP place and placing a huge wager on the bowl of supers because I would have made some money because at the time that I was going to do it, they weren't even like decided who was going to play, at least not officially.
yeah.
So a better odds. I was going to just because I knew who was going to win. I should have done it. I never made the time to do it, and I regret that.
Hmm. Well, it's not too late. I would promote certain websites that will still take your bet today, but I'm not going to because I'm not getting paid by them. So,
Right.
the king of drafts and things like that. There's other
Yeah.
ones.
I have to go to another state to do that though.
Do you?
Yep.
Well, so do
Yeah,
I. The state I'm
I,
in doesn't allow gambling. We don't even have lottery here. So
no shit.
you
I
can't
forgot
play.
you moved to Rhode Island. My bad.
Yeah, you can't play the lottery. You have to cross state lines to play the lottery. Um,
Wow.
there's no so I went up north everywhere you turn, there's a slot machine place.
Hmm.
Not just casinos, like these little mom and pop shops that are and every literally like restaurant and bar has a slot machine. Down here, no. Down here in
They
Rhode
probably don't
Island,
even know what they
no.
are.
It's what's it?
They probably don't even know what a slot machine is.
Oh no, they do. I think people travel out of state to go to them, but um when we've played the lottery once here and we had to drive to a different state to buy our ticket. Luckily, we're relatively close to a state line that we can cross to buy the ticket, but yeah. But
That's
it's
crazy.
just far enough away where it's not something I'm going to do very often, you know? So, um but anyways, I think we're to the point where we need to promote our social medias.
I think you're right because you're starting to freezy again.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's not freezy on my end. So, let's start with the email. If you want to email a Dear Dave or questions to us or comments, whatever, email us at guys who still high number five at gmail.com. Otherwise, I recommend going over to Patreon where you can see all of our well, you can see this live show here. You can listen to the audio of it as well. But then, if you're a subscriber for $5 a month, you can see all of our extra stuff. We have like deeper dives into the Dear Daves, the deeper dives into the conspiracy corners. We do some drunk, not drunk histories, which is like drunk history, except Dave's not drunk, and I give him a topic that he's not aware of beforehand, and he gives you the in-depth history of that particular topic. We do occasionally in the news, we'll talk about a news story that we might have exclusive footage of or something like that. Um, and we will do a special type thing for that. So, like, it'll be episode related, and that
Yeah.
will come out if episode two had a situation where we talked about a court case with TikTok and all that, and we had exclusive footage, and that got released to paid members only for the
Yep.
$5 a month. So it's extra stuff. It's yeah, this podcast, but beyond. You know what I mean? Um, and
Worth it.
then you can go to YouTube. Um, oh wait, so Patreon, sorry, patreon.com/ guys who still high five, all spelled out. Um, Otherwise, you can go to YouTube. That's youtube.com/ at guys who still high five, all spelled out, and the at symbol before that. And then you can go there and you can, I believe this video that you're watching is on there, and the audio podcast version is also getting uploaded there. So you can find both of those on YouTube for free, but you can also see both of those for free on Patreon. So
Correct.
either one of those you can watch or listen for free. It's just if you become a member at Patreon, you get the extra stuff. Also, you can follow us on Instagram, guys who still high at number five. TikTok, guys who still high five, all spelled out. And then X, it's at guys still high five. There is no who in that. So,
Okay.
guys still high number five. At guys still high five. We'll get it right. It's on the screen, so figure it
Yeah.
out. Um, Anyways, that's all of our social medias. And you can, I guess I'll say this now because in the first like episode and second episode, I wasn't able to say it because I wasn't for sure because we were still like getting all that worked out. But you can find Guys Who Still High Five on Spotify and the podcasts. It's on all the podcast things, the different apps. I can't even think of all of them. I think we're
There's
on
so many.
like iHeartRadio. There's so many. If you have like a podcast kind of like app thing, I don't have a list. I should probably write down the list of all the ones we're on. But anyways, if you just go to your podcast app and type in "guys who still high five," there's a good chance we're there. If we're not on the one you use, then email us and let us know, and I'll get us there so that you can do that. But like the big ones, oh, we're not on the Apple one. I was struggling to get that. It wouldn't like
Oh, really?
Apple wouldn't let me do like create a thing. I don't know. It was something stupid with Apple. So, but that's the only one where we're not really on that's like a major one. So, um, but all the rest. So, anyways,
Let's figure out what's up with Apple.
yeah, I don't know. We gotta we gotta figure something out. I might need your assistance on figuring that one out, but we can talk about that off the air. So,
Yeah.
um, point is, it's not like you can't find us. We're everywhere.
Well, you found us because we're here. You're here.
Yeah,
So, well, good job.
yeah. Now go follow,
Keep doing what
like, and
you're doing.
subscribe to all of those, and
Right.
then rate it. Say we're the greatest show you've ever watched or heard or whatever, and then yeah, the more you do that, the more we're gonna give back to you.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
all right. Well, I think that'll do it for this day of bowls of super. So,
Yes. Go team of footballs.
yes. All right. Well, until next time, Dave. Right
Yeah.
on.
Let's go.